I guess the irony of a place that was run by Boreas is the only place in the world making aphrodisiacs. I guess old guy needed some help too. Hey everybody, Theta here. Sorry I blanked out there. For some reason I completely forgot what I was doing. Uh, I am Theta. We are Stone Faced Reactions. The royal we, in this case, is just me, but there are a group of us here on the channel, and we are on the final episode of the Mushoku Tensei catch-up stream, where we are wrapping up with the final episode of the first core of Mushoku Tensei Season 2, I Want to Tell You. This is the final thing that me and Griffin watched way back when we were originally watching, and the annoyance for me here is, or I don't know, subversion, is that when me and Griff were watching it, we got to this episode the week before Season 2, Core 2 was set to air. So we would watch this one week, and literally the very next week, we would have been in line with everybody else that was watching it. We would have been week to week. So if you want to do the math in your own head and figure out how long ago Season 2, Core 2 started airing, and how long it has taken me to get to this point now, that's how annoyed I am. Put that number to a scale and we will be on par with one another. Because I was very excited to be able to watch this show at the same time as everybody else. That doesn't happen very often, especially for a show that we watched during an anime review. That we decided to watch a show that was already airing, caught up to it, and was about to be there. And it is what it is. I'm still here. I'm still watching. And it just occurs to me now that I'm actually going to have to take notes on this episode. Because I've already mentioned before, the only notes I actually wound up with, due to Griffin's taking breaks and then retiring, was that one note about realizing that the bird feathers represented the different girls in the opening. Which I don't even know to be true. It's just a note that I had because I think I started watching the episode and then Griff told me a bunch of bad news and then I was like, I only got through the opening. This is my notes from the opening. So yeah, I guess let's just hop on into it. We have a pizza delivery scene in a cave and then we're gonna go to I only really remember the very end of the episode where they tell the princess and gang that they're gonna be together and get married because I very specifically recall I took that image as the screenshot for the thumbnail. So I think it was also time to do your dates here on this one. One of the early episodes that I did those new thumbnail layouts for. All right. Well, I mean, all that said, I guess let's go ahead and hop on into it and see where we go.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
She did pass that test, which means that rain is fairly strong.
確かにシルフィーだ。なんで気づかなかったんだろう。きっと俺の知ってるシルフィーとフィッツ先輩とではイメージが違いすぎたんだ。
You were attracted to both, though.
昔の彼女は俺にべったりで泣き虫だったけど、フィッツ先輩はしっかりしてて面倒見も良くて。
Personal opinion? I prefer green hair Sylphette to white hair Sylphette. I love a woman with white hair, don't get me wrong. I think on Sylphette, though, green hair was better. glad they don't focus on it, because I think it would ruin the feel if they turned this into a hentai scene. Very specifically, after you had a conversation with her a couple episodes ago about being experienced. Haven't solved it yet. I guess that's also a bit of a surprise on me, as I thought this actually had solved it. Also, I'm now realizing that the girl on the bed is Eris, isn't it? Eris and not Sylphie. Which implies that the white... Oh, wait. Well, for one thing, on the side of the bed was the spilled cup. Which was the symbol last season for the loss of virginity. The pool of red on the floor with the spilled cup. But when the white bird flies away, he goes to grab it, and it turns into a red explosion, which, obviously, red is Eris. But now I'm confused, but we have the red bird and the white bird that turns red. Yeah, see? Versus also my implication from all the earlier episodes that the white bird was Rudy himself flying away. Maybe I'm completely wrong about the bird thing. Sylvie has a different hairstyle due to the fact that her ears push her hair in different ways, versus Eris just had longer hair. Although you're onto something there. Sorry, I'm talking to Alex V9 in the comments. You're onto something there in that the fact that the last time we saw Eris, she cut her hair, so it shouldn't be long. Oh, now you have a secondary mental block because of how Sarah treated you when you had this problem. Again, he's been wearing it for forever. If there's any indication he did not forget who Sylphet was, it was that. I mean, I guess you hesitated for so long because we never saw that in the background of the scene. If I go back to that episode and see her attacking Paul in the background of him getting tossed into the wagon, fucking A+. Sorry, I'm not laughing because of the scene. I'm laughing because the flute player is fucking doing a great job. Again, listening to it in a new way, I can actually hear the music, so I can actually acknowledge when the music's doing a great job. Was ears his thing the whole time?
反応はするが、どうもコントロールできない。しかし、やはり安心するな。順調に回復してると言えよう。彼女のおかげだ。
どうしたの？じゃあ僕は用事があるからここで。
はい。これからもよろしく。
はい。こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
I forget, does that mean that she's gonna drop the Fitz identity altogether? Because otherwise she's walking into town.
ルディの病気に効く薬。
I guess technically it still looks like Fitz.
やはりダメでしたか。よくよく考えてみると、投資の危険があるからといって相手の衣類を無理やり脱がすなんて誰がしましょうか。
シルフィー、とりあえず落ち着いて報告をしろ。
あ、うん。なんですってだから不能の治療に来たんだって、ここに。それにしてもいざという時に役に立たないとは。ルーデウスという男を少々買いかぶっていたようですね。
それは言い過ぎです。
You'd think, I guess... Sorry, it just occurred to me that bloodbending isn't a thing in this world.
俺はむしろ奴が今までおとなしくしていた理由に納得がいきました。
Because if bloodbending was something, it's the fact that Rudy put air into his lungs with magic. Do you think he could, like, affect the blood flow? Oh, I shouldn't be making this motion while looking down.
藁をも掴むような気持ちでここに来たのでしょ
う。失礼しました。少々過ぎた発言でした。
いえ、アリエル様は分からなくても仕方ありません。シルフィー、お前はルーデウスの病気を治してやりたいと思うか？
Of course, did you not remember last episode where I described a very descriptive scheme between me and him?
お前にとって辛いことになるかもしれなくてもか？
うん。覚悟はあるよ。
Being hard on me is what I'm trying to make.
少し待っていてくれ。渡すものがある。アリエル様、失礼します。
改めて申し訳ありません。失言でしたね。いえ、いいんです。ひとまずルークに何か作戦があるようですが、私にも不能の直し方にいくつか心得があります。本当ですか？
If memory serves, none of this comes out to work.
うるさいの出すんならお肉を出してほしいの。マスター、頑張れ。大抵はお酒を飲ませます。
お待たせしました。
なるほど。で、暑いと言って肩のあたりをちらりとはだけるのです。それでいけるんですか？大丈夫でしょう。
I mean, we know none of that's gonna work. Only because it's based on seduction, and being seduced is not his problem.
冬に暑いと言って肌を見せるバカがどこにいるんですかね。そもそもシルフィーの体で色仕掛けは無理です。
何ですかルーク、その言い方
Someone's
は。
gonna get slapped.
アリエル様、グレーラットの血族は代々女性の大きな胸に惹かれる傾向があります。現に俺はシルフィーにかほどの魅力も感じません。だが
How did I not make that the thumbnail?
これは何？
強力な催因作用と競争作用を持つ。
Yes, I do recall. We saw that in season 1 when Rudy tried to buy it, and then Eris bought it for him and then asked him what it was.
今では末端価格金貨100枚を上回る。いざという時に売って資金の足しにでもしようと思っていたが、シルフィー。
Oh, right, now I remember. They basically try fucking everything all at once.
ただしこれを使えば男の方は見境がなくなる。ついていけないと思ったら。
It's now occurring to me. I remember now. This is a fucking weird episode.
迎えられなくなるだろうかな。
ルーク、ありがとう。
いいってことだ。お前には何度も命を助けてもらっているからな。
二人は仲がいいですね。では私からも。
これアリエル様のお金だよね。
そうです。私の今月分です。ここまで来れば
Get a
私
room,
には
you
これくらい
two.
しか授けられるものがありません。
ありがとうアリエル様。
さすがはアリエル様です。
シルフィー、ご分を。
はい、
Was that gold, though?
行ってきます。
Was that implied that the princess only has 2 gold to spend a month, and that Luke
下着はアリエル様が選んでくれたし、
spent over 100
内
gold
ポケッ
on
ト
an
にはルークからも
aphrodisiac?
らった美薬。よし。天国のお父さん。
Again, if you said he got it on a deal or something,
シ
I...
ルフィエットは
In heaven? Are they dead? Is that why she was so pissed off?
はい、
We know they didn't confirm anything about her friends. Is that...
どうぞ入ってください。
Or does she just think that they're dead? Sorry, remembering how the rest of this episode goes, and it's all about, hey, can you get a heart on? But to also drop the fact that, oh, your parents are dead? Because all the times we covered, hey, did you find your friends or not? Was a no answer. Just suddenly drop. I don't know. They weren't characters really in this show. We met the dad once. He was in the background of a scene. I slipped up with Justin and said that I knew Sylvette was a girl. I remember that implicitly. Still, it feels dirty to have killed them off screen. I guess to be fair, a lot of people got killed off screen. God, I'm so hungry.
そして俺とシルフィーの未来に。乾杯。未来って。
Kampai.
ルディはたまにすごく恥ずかしいことを言うんだもんな。
Or even prosit. But that would require throwing your cup on the ground.
これ結構強いな。貸してごらん。こういうのは水とかお湯で薄めてもいいんだよ。どうぞ。ありがとう。
I suppose the irony here is that this could also lead to impotence. I think the idea is that the alcohol would help with confidence, which could help you out. But biologically, it could also create a situation in which you can't get it up.
今日森を歩いてる時思い出したよ。あの木でよく待ち合わせしたな。そこで教えてくれたんだよね。手からお湯を出すやつ。あの時初めて無影響でできた。
I mean, Rudy, you could say it is still there. You saw it. It's where you and Rougeard split ways.
といけない。忘れないうちに。これを？ルディのあれに。
Rudy, you know what it is.
薬って言っちゃったけど。
You almost drank it off the floor once.
薬だよね。間違ってはいないはず。どっかで見たことが。飲んでみてほしいんだ。
Also, the oddity that Rowena... Was it Renoa? Renoa is the only place that made aphrodisiac.
混ぜても大丈夫。多分聞いてきたら我慢しなくてもいいからね。シルフィーも飲むのか？
That was a debate in the comments, or not a debate, just someone telling me I'm wrong. That it does have an effect on women too, even though she doesn't need it. Yeah, confidence. I guess the irony of a place that was run by Boreas is the only place in the world making aphrodisiacs. I guess old guy needed some help too. I guess he doesn't need much help anymore, though. Man lost his head. Yeah, fair enough. I'm just glad that her move wasn't the same move that, God, what's his name? Peter? Eris's dad. Whatever Eris's dad told her. You know, the whole meow meow thing. Philip. Sorry, Philip. I don't know why I said Peter. So I'd have the worry in my head that being horribly aroused without being able to get it up would make me go fucking crazy. Roa. Sorry, I don't know why I said Renoa. Or she went out to get breakfast. Come on, don't fall back, Rudy. Don't regress. You're making some progress. She's not Sarah.
ごめんね。ちょっとアリエル様とルークに昨日のお礼を言ってきたんだ。あ、お礼っていうのは僕の背中を押してくれたことっていうか、とにかく二人とも喜んでくれたよ。
Yeah, don't know how much it means that you came back.
どうしたの？
You have no idea how much of a complex he has about all this. You're both perverts. This fucking works for both of you. God, I can't believe how jacked Rudy got over the years. Dude's fucking built. Compare him to how he was in the real world, and of course he doesn't want to fucking go back. He made it, man. He fucking made it. Oh, is the rest of season 2 gonna have them going back? To get her back to the throne?
シルフィーに病を治してもらいました。殿下はそのシルフィーに協力してくださったと聞き及んでおります。故に、お力になれることがございましたら、
Oh, of course not. They gotta go find Zenith. I keep forgetting. Much like I feel like the show does sometimes.
お前はアスラ貴族の政権争いは忌避していると思っていたが。
確かに、政権争いになんて首を突っ込みたくはありません。 けれど、思い人が渦中にいるとなれば、話は別です。
あなたの力を借りられるのであれば非常に心強い。それであなたはどうするつもりですか？
私には転移事件で失った家族を探すという使命があります。なので今すぐアスラ王国に赴い
You've
て
gotta
というのは
find Zenith.
ええ、私のことはそちらが一段落してからでも構いません。で、あなたはどうするつもりなのですか？
はい。
まさか不能の治療が終わったら家族
I
のために
constantly
この
keep
国から
thinking
旅
back
立つ。
to
シルフィーとははいさようなら
what was it, the end of
という
season
わけで
one
は
with
ないでしょう
Zenith
ね。
being shown in the labyrinth, remembering her family around her, and now being alone.
シルフィーと結婚します。
シルフィエット・グレイラット。グレイラットって
Although technically, he kind of said he gave
あ
up
な
on
た
the
は
name,
どう
didn't
な
he?
さいますか？そのルーク。あのとルディ。
はい。
そのよろしくお願いします。
こちらこそ。
Oh god, it's an element of experience again, right?
今後断層をする必要
All
は
the
ありま
time
せ
I've
ん。
been talking about, I felt like
お願い
Eris
してく
was
だ
a
さい。
better match.
でもその
Experiencing
代わり
Sylphette and Rudy
ルイ
together
ス、
again,
あなたの名を使
I'm
わせてい
down.
ただき
They're
ま
the
す。
couple.
もちろん私の名前を
I
使うこと
cede
も許します。
Eris.
わかりました。
These two were made for each other. And there's of course no fucking way Rudy would ever think about going back now more than ever. It's not, I don't even have family and friends here. I've got a fucking wife.
ルーク、今までありがとう。
I I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. All the emotional build up, and that's where we are. I mean, there's a reason at the end of the day that when I said to myself, I need an image to put over the big old talkie or the big old black area when I'm talking so that something is happening on screen, what do I pick? Because you better believe there's lots of images of Rudy and all of his friends. There's images of Eris. There's images of Ghislaine. There's so much to choose from. What do I pick, right? Well, what are my last memories of the show, right? What's the last thing I remember? It is the romance between Sylphette and Rudy and the I'll marry him, or sorry, I'll marry her thing. Which, in context, or I guess out of context, but also in context, kind of reforms the entire Rudy's trip to another world from the moment he meets Sylphette to the moment he loses Sarah. Sorry, that doesn't frame right. It reframes the entire thing into Rudy and Sylphette's love story, just with a major middle part where Sylphette's missing. And then we get this whole thing where we see her story now from where episode 0 to Guardian, well, episode 0 is Guardian Fitz, but I mean her being Guardian Fitz. It recontextualizes a lot of stuff and just turns him and Eris from a romance into a setup for Rudy's eventual change, or at least his next recognition of a character flaw that he needs to overcome. Which then again relayouts the entire what is Man God's purpose in all of this, because it very much feels like, from a omniscient perspective, that he recognizes the flaws in Rudy's personality and also knows exactly where Rudy needs to be in order to accomplish goals that he's trying to accomplish, and has a way to fix both things at the same time, which doesn't itself instigate some sort of evil intent, but it does not play well that it's all still a mystery. And also, again, the fact that, what's his name? Orlis? Not Orlis. It's Ord something. Sorry, I'm an idiot, but I still have the board up, so I can still zoom over and apparently completely lose him. Orsted. There was a D in there. Anyway, what Orsted gets so angry about Man God for. So, yeah. Again, I have too many theories about where the second half of season 2 is going to go. Obviously, the implication was that he could help in the political situation, but the fact that the political situation takes a backseat to finding his family members, and we know specifically we still have to find Zenith, and we've been doing a lot of research on teleportation because she's in a teleportation labyrinth, essentially. And he read a whole book on the teleportation labyrinth. So, I have to think first half of season 2 is let's go rescue Zenith, finally. Because I do want that. I want the family back together again. Second half could be anything. We have so many plot threads hanging around that I obviously have to think there's a third season of this coming out, if not a fourth season after that. Even if the show wasn't that good, I'd still think we have to wrap up the plot threads, and it's too many hanging threads left. So I guess my core end thought would be, has to be Zenith, then we go into politics. Well, we don't go into politics, we help the princess with her politics situation. Obviously, those two asshole half-siblings have to die. They killed Boreas. Boreas wasn't a great guy. I don't think all that shit he was doing up in that tower was consensual. At the same time, he was a pretty good grandpa, and didn't deserve... Well, maybe he deserved to be headed. I don't know. Did the fault lie with him for not evacuating those people out of the potential disaster zone that he saw coming? Yes. Legally, is he beholden for those crimes? Probably. In a weird medieval fantasy, does he deserve the death penalty? Or was that, probably what came to him. Still, he was a pretty nice grandpa. It's hard to rationalize. And those two guys are assholes. Even though I think I came up with a theory this time around that they might be actually good guys in disguise, the fact the other guy sends an assassin out for his sister kind of destroys that theory. I don't know. I'm trying to be as open-minded as possible, because the more open-minded you are about these shows, the less chance they take you by surprise, and the more possible it is for you to guess what's about to happen. Which I guess tends to be also the flaw in this whole reaction thing that I'm doing, is that I'm actively fighting having a reaction to stuff by trying to guess it beforehand. I guess my only benefit is that I watch it in real time and I don't pause in the middle to make a guess about what's obviously about to happen. I hate pause reacting. I know a lot of people have commented before you should pause and think things through, or go back and rewatch them. It seems like you miss a lot of stuff. I don't typically pause when I'm watching shit on my own. I'm not going to pause while I'm reacting. I'm trying to react naturally in my whole unnatural state. So it is what it is. Otherwise, yeah, we're caught up. This is it. This was the Mushoku Tensei catch-up stream. So after this, we're going to be doing some other show, probably Jujutsu Kaisen, I imagine, be the next one to do. Yeah, so again, by the time this reaches YouTube and anybody on YouTube has heard this, who God knows what I'm watching at that point. But yeah, once again, thank you for everyone who's been with me here on the live watches. Much appreciated. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up here because you have my previous thoughts last time I watched this. You saw me do it again. It's very emotional. I really love it. This show has been called many times one of the greatest isekais. Do not argue. But problem is that the isekais that come to my mind right now are basically the MMO ones. I'd probably say my number 2 right now is Log Horizon. I don't know. That said, gonna call it here. Once again, thank you everybody. I have been Theta with Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?